Hello, hello, my divinities. Welcome, welcome. So, yesterday we did Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. And because Aquarius comes after Capricorn, today we're going to do the air signs. But I always go cardinal, fixed, mutables. That's why yesterday was Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Today it's going to be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, because Aquarius is fixed, so it's in the center. Okay? So, I hope you guys are enjoying the way I'm doing the collectives. I'm trying to separate the the zodiacs so that you don't have to be looking into the comments and clicking on yours. So yeah. So let's get started. I appreciate those of you who are here, whether on YouTube or Patreon. I appreciate every single comment. I've decided to start putting at the end, like if you watch the full video, it doesn't matter which one of them, I'm giving you emojis to put at the bottom so that if you want to show support, that's one of the ways you can do so. Okay, so let's see. What's the energy for Libra? What's the message for Libra? The message for Libra. The message for Libra. Vampire, emotional intelligence. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, Aquarius. What's the energy for Aquarius? Oh, hearth. Happiness in our hearts and homes. So it came out reversed. That's the same one that came out for Capricorn. So if you have Capricorn as well as Aquarius energy, I would go look at the Capricorn reading. What about, oh, there we go, Gemini, trick or treat. Of course, Gemini has mischief in play. Geminis, y'all are hilarious. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Libra. Let's see, vampire, emotional intelligence. It says the deepest, the coldest, the craving of the blood, the hole never filled, the longing like a flood. Oh, that sounded nasty. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, it says, whilst there are almost uncountable examples of vampires in literature, movies, and games, somehow the archetype of the blood-hunting, night-stalking, and somewhat elegant creature keeps being reinvented to seduce yet another generation. Although the beautiful and somewhat desirable vampire form doesn't really begin to enter the public consciousness until the mid-1800s, the idea of a human feeding upon the very stuff of life is very much older. The Egyptians, Sumerians, Indians, and the Balkan people all have mythos containing vampire-like creatures. The vampire is an interesting figure because it is both horrifying and desirable. Having someone want us so much that they desire to be that closely linked with us does feel good, until we realize there is nothing much left of us to give. Most of us have heard of the concept of emotional vampirism, the idea that people feed off our energy and our goodwill and take advantage of us through manipulation and their incessant neediness. Should the vampire card appear in your reading, it may indicate that you are being drained in this way, and the time has come for stronger boundaries. We need to be very aware of what gives us energy in our lives and what takes it away. We should be aware of needing people to need us and why we invite people like this into our homes, workplaces, and lives, if indeed we have them around us. Developing the emotional intelligence within ourselves helps us defend against this kind of emotional and psychic attack and enables us to foster healthy, equal relationships of all kinds. Okay. So, Libra, let's go ahead and see how this ties in to your message. Oh, I forgot about this candle. Okay. Let's see, what's the message for Libra? Tell me about how vampire and emotional intelligence connects with Libra. We've got Two of Swords, Ten of Swords, and Temperance. Overall energy, the Mage, the Five of Cups, Ten of Wands, Three of Cups. So I feel like there is something you've been trying to manifest and you feel like you have failed, or because you're in the energy of I don't deserve what I want, you don't take active steps to create it. One of the two. And that's mostly because you're carrying burdens. Now, because we're looking at the vampire emotional intelligence energy, it could be that the burdens you're carrying is actually the fact that there's a lot of people demanding your energy. And so there's some heaviness here. There's like really low spirits. And this could be friends. This could be family members. It's people in your social circle, but you're so focused on giving to them that you don't really leave enough energy for yourself. And I think that that's the whole point about, the vampire concept. A lot of us, and I'm going to include myself in that because I know for a long time I had a really strong fascination with vampires until I realized that it was very telling of the fact that I was in an emotional place where I needed to be desired so much that I even craved to be, like it said, the life-giving force to that person. And that's not healthy, right? That's clearly indicative of inner work needed. So with the Two of Swords, for some of you, you may be in denial of this yet. You may be struggling to acknowledge the fact that this is a thing for you, that you want to be the person giving life to someone else. Now, with the Ten of Swords, there's a couple of ways that could go. Either one, you may have just ended a connection with someone and you're struggling to move on because you're really not wanting to acknowledge this fact. Or this is a cycle that you're about to end. The fact that you don't want to be the I'm going to use the Capri Sun because I've used that so often. People already know what I mean. The little Capri Sun to someone else that gets sucked dry. So with Temperance, either you're making peace with what you used to be in denial about and you're setting stronger boundaries. Because this image, it's making me think of the image that is given whenever it shows the two cherubs that were guarding the entrance to the Garden of Eden. I think for some time you felt like you were on the outside looking in to what your ideal whatever, relationship, whether it's, friendship, partnership, whatever it was, you were on the outside looking in. And now you're ending the cycle. You're saying, no, I want to be the one guarding my energy that carefully. But it required you coming to terms with what reality was. Let's see. Clarify Two of Swords. I have Knight of Wands. Clarify Two of Swords. Ace of Wands. Clarify Two of Swords. The Chariot. Four of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, Four of Swords. You have been healing. Before, because again, the Four of Pentacles, it's on a spectrum. So I think before, and you'll know what level of this you're at if this is still something that's attractive to you, right? So with Four of Pentacles, you might still be in the stage where you're in denial, pushing it away, saying, no, I don't know what you're talking about. That's not what's going on. With the Eight of Wands, you'll know if this is you because you will feel yourself start to move forward when you have healed. The ones that are healing, they can feel themselves start to move forward. The ones who are still in denial and saying, no, that's not what's going on, you will feel a little stuck. Because the vision that comes with healing is what helps you move forward. Like you're looking at the bigger picture and you now see, oh, that was just a part of my journey. I was in a place where, I enjoyed being the life-giving force to someone, but that doesn't mean that that's, everything I will be. And if you can get to that place with the Four of Pentacles, now it's more about, again, it's not about denial. It's not about holding on to a specific perspective of what was happening. Now it's more about guarding yourself and protecting your energy. So with the Knight of Wands, you may have been dealing with a specific type of person for a long time. You may have been dealing with people who were just in and out of your lives, coming and spending time with you whenever they needed your energy, and then taking off again once they had had their fill. And with the Ace of Wands, for a long time, I think that you really were attracted to that energy, because again, it was like you took it as, well, I'm the one that they come to for a refill, right? So you looked at that like it was a good thing. And with the Chariot, on the spectrum that we're on, I think that it was more about, you decided to take this as an accomplishment. You decided to choose the fact that they got that from you, the fact that you're the one that gave them specific type of energy. You chose to look at that like that was success. And now things are shifting. Again, depending on where you're at, right? For some of you, you may still be tragically attracted to people that you know are not good for you, and you're lost because you're like, I don't know how I can get out of this, because you're refusing to accept what's really going on. You want to think that these people love you. You want to think that this is your person. For those of you who are healing, now this changes perspective. Now with the Knight of Wands, it's more about you gaining courage to be honest with yourself. You gaining courage to block entry to people who you know are not good for you. If in the past there was specific people that you were really into, and yet you could never say no to those people, now you can say no. This Knight of Wands is that courage, that bravery coming up and saying, absolutely not. Because you are fired up now for a different type of life. You have gained a stronger will, a stronger purpose, because you now see what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, and why this relationship that you just ended, or that you're closing a cycle on, why it was a part of your path, but it's not your ultimate stop, right? It was a stop along the way. So let's see. Let's put this here. Let's look at the Ten of Swords. So again, depending on where you're at, on what end of the spectrum you're on, either you've been trying to manifest and you've been struggling, but you hopefully after this do better, or doing this healing helps you start manifesting very quickly. Clarify Ten of Swords. The Hanged Man. Seven of Wands and the Tower. With the Page of Pentacles, Ace of Cups. Yeah. You're very much in either one, again, because depending on which end of the spectrum you're on, either you are giving very little to yourself, or you're stepping into the energy of, I learned my lesson. I'm a student, and either my heart belongs to this person, or my heart belongs to my healing. My heart is opening because I'm healing. And again, Two of Swords. Either you are indecisive about what to do, or you are blocking out energy that's not for you. Simple as that. Now, this Ten of Swords, if you just ended a connection with someone, I think that while you were not sure how you are going to move on, you knew that you needed to let this person go. And unfortunately for some of you, maybe you weren't the one that let them go. Maybe they let you go. Or when you let them go, you shocked them because they didn't expect you to let them go. One of the two. The way to move forward, the way to release yourself from this hold, is to look at things from a very different perspective. You have to change the way you've been looking at the connections. You have to fight and defend your energy. Instead of letting yourself be a Capri Sun, you've got to be like, no, I am valuable. And that leads to a breakthrough. Like, your energy being seen as a valuable resource leads to you being able to break through and finally close the cycle. Let's look at Temperance. Clarify Temperance. Three of Swords, Six of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. Oof. See what I say? Oof, child. King and Queen of Wands. Yeah, I think some of you have definitely just ended a connection. And if you ended a connection with someone very recently, it was most likely with someone that you thought was not only your perfect match. I know this King of Wands is not someone you would consider hot, but traditionally the King of Wands is a very hot energy. So this was someone that you had a strong attraction to. They could have had strong Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius energy. But you felt like they were your match. You felt like y'all just made such a good couple. With the Six of Wands here, this is someone that made you feel amazing. Having them by your side made you feel like top tier. But you are acknowledging that part of the reason that things fell apart is because maybe there was some limiting beliefs or some insecurities between the two of you. And it's because the Eight of Swords is right between both. It could be both of you might have had certain tendencies to need to be needed, need to be wanted this much. And it led to some destructive energies, right? Now, if you have been sitting here heartbroken, in pain, I think that you're coming to terms with things. You know how they talk about the stages of grief? You're entering the stage of grief that is acceptance of what's really happening. So with the Six of Pentacles, you're starting to see both sides. Like, okay, if at some level you used to see yourself as a victim or used to think of yourself as, oh, I really, I did this person wrong, depending on how it went. Now you're being fair. Like, no, I mean, I did this, but they did that. And they might have done this, but then I did that. And so you're being fair about everybody's role in this situation. And with the Nine of Cups, I think you really are stepping into a much more peaceful energy where you're like, okay, I get that. And now that I understand this, I can move on. I can let go, which is fantastic. Good for you, Libra. I think that you're going to see forward movement now that you are shifting your perspective. So if you have watched this whole thing through, I hope that you leave a little vampire in the comments. There's an emoji of a drop of blood and the emoji where there's two swords blocking an entrance. Okay. So I look forward to feedback as usual, and I will talk to you guys later. Moving on to Aquarius.